The door of the biker bar creaked open, sunlight spilling onto the dusty floor as a small shadow appeared at the entrance. The laughter inside slowly faded when everyone saw him, a thin boy, barely 12, wearing a gray hoodie far too big for him, a purple bruise darkening one side of his face. He stood there silently, his small hands clenched at his sides, his eyes filled with something between fear and determination. The rough men, tattooed, leather-vested, and loud a second ago, fell completely silent. And then the boy spoke, his voice trembling but firm. "Can I work here? If you believe kindness can change lives, if you believe second chances still exist in this world, then please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Everyday Heroes, because what you're about to hear will restore your faith in humanity." The man sitting at the bar was Diesel, leader of the local biker club known as the Iron Fangs. He had a scar running down his cheek and the kind of presence that could silence a room with just one look. He raised an eyebrow at the boy and asked, "What did you say, kid?" But the boy didn't flinch. He simply repeated, "Can I work here? I can clean, fix things, anything you need." His voice cracked at the end, but his eyes didn't move away from Diesel's. Around him, the men exchanged confused glances, some chuckling under their breath, others staring with curiosity. Diesel's gaze softened. "You're just a kid," he muttered, "you should be in school, not here." But then he noticed the bruise, the torn sleeve, and the way the boy's stomach growled faintly. "Where are your parents?" he asked. The boy's lip quivered, but he swallowed hard and said, "I don't have any." "Not really." That silence returned, heavy, uncomfortable, filled with memories that none of those tough men wanted to revisit. The boy's name was Eli. His mother had passed away when he was 8, and his father, broken and angry, had turned to drinking and violence. For years, Eli had endured it quietly, until one night it became too much. He ran away with nothing but a backpack and a picture of his mom. For 2 days, he wandered the small town streets, sleeping behind dumpsters, surviving on scraps, and avoiding the police. Then he saw the Iron Fangs clubhouse, loud, full of people, full of life. For the first time in years, he thought, maybe they wouldn't send me away. Diesel didn't know what to do at first. The bikers weren't known for being gentle souls. But something about Eli reminded him of his younger self, lost, angry, and looking for a place to belong. So he told the boy he could stay for one night. They gave him a sandwich, an old blanket, and a corner of the clubhouse couch. When the others asked why, Diesel simply said, "Because sometimes, people like us need saving too." One night turned into 2. 2 turned into a week. Eli worked hard, cleaning bikes, sweeping floors, and running small errands. He didn't talk much, but when he did, everyone listened. Slowly, the rough bikers started to care for him. They taught him how to fix engines, how to ride safely, and even helped him with reading and math after hours. The same men who once scared people in town now took turns making sure Eli ate breakfast before he started his chores. But not everyone saw it that way. Word spread quickly, a gang had taken in a kid. Social workers came knocking, reporters started asking questions, and the local sheriff wasn't happy. They accused the bikers of using Eli, of being bad influences. Diesel tried to explain that the boy was safe, that he was finally smiling again. But the system didn't listen. They called it, unsafe environment. The day the sheriff came to take Eli away, the boy clung to Diesel's vest, crying, "Please don't let them take me. Please, I'll be good." That moment broke even the hardest hearts in the room. The bikers, usually loud and fierce, stood silent, some with tears in their eyes. Diesel couldn't promise to keep him, not legally. So he did the only thing he could. He followed the sheriff's car all the way to the child services office, parked his bike outside, and told the woman in charge that he'd be there every single day until Eli was safe again. And he was true to his word. Weeks passed. Diesel showed up every day, bringing Eli homework, food, even comic books. The other bikers took turns visiting too. The town, once suspicious, started to notice. People began donating clothes and toys for the boy. The same reporters who once criticized the bikers now ran stories about their devotion. The Rough Riders who became protectors, one headline read. Finally, after months of investigation and public support, the court allowed Diesel to become Eli's legal guardian. The day the judge announced it, Eli ran across the courtroom and hugged him tightly, crying into his leather jacket. Diesel, a man who'd never shown emotion in public before, just held him close and whispered, "Welcome home, son." From that day on, the Iron Fangs changed. They turned their clubhouse into a community garage, offering free repairs for single parents and veterans. Eli went back to school, but every weekend, he'd come to the shop to help, his laughter echoing through the walls that once only knew the sound of engines. The townspeople who once feared the bikers now brought them meals and joined fundraisers. A once broken group of men had become protectors, mentors, and family, all because one small boy with a bruised face walked through their door and asked for a job. Months later, on the anniversary of his arrival, Diesel stood before the group, looking at Eli, taller now, smiling brighter than ever. "You came here asking to work," he said with a grin. "But you gave us the real job, learning how to love again." If this story touched your heart, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to Everyday Heroes. Because stories like Eli's remind us that love, kindness, and second chances can come from the most unexpected places. Before we end, tell us in the comments, what would you have done if that little boy walked into your life? We'd love to hear your thoughts below. And remember, sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change an entire town.